heart of Oyo, beneath the ancient Iroko trees and the watchful gaze of the Orisha, a tale unfolds. A tale of passion, betrayal, and the thin line between love and ruin. Our story begins in the bustling town of Igbajo, where the sweet scent of roasted maize wafts through the dusty air and the laughter of children echoes down winding alleys. There lived a young woman named Adesewa. Her beauty rivaled the gold, laughter as bright as the market at midday. But in her heart, she carried a secret, a love that defied the laws of her lineage. Her father, Oba Aderoju, a powerful king and custodian of the ancient ways, had promised her hand to Adeyinka, a warrior of noble birth. But the Adesewa's heart did not beat for Adeyinka. No, her heart belonged to Oluwafemi, a humble carver from the outskirts of town. His hands, skilled in shaping wood into wonders, had also shaped the contours of her heart. Their love was a secret melody hidden, yet trembling with a dangerous rhythm. Every night, under the silvery glow of full moon, Adesewa would slip from the palace walls, her feet silent against the red heart. She would find Oluwafemi by the river's edge, where the water whispered the songs of old. There, they spoke of dreams of freedom, of a life where love was not a crime. But with every stolen kiss, every whispered vow, the shadow of fear grew. The elders had spoken, love outside the bloodlines and the ancestors. And soon their secret would be no more. One evening, as Adesewa danced in Oluwafemi's arms, the leaves rustled with more than one wind. Hidden in the shadows, Adeyinka watched. His eyes, once filled with pride, now buried with betrayal. He had loved Adesewa in his own way, and her betrayal was a plague to his honor. The next day, the palace was awash with rumor. Oba Aderoju summoned the Ifa priest, Baba Ifayemi, to seek the truth. In the sacred grove, Baba Ifayemi cast his cowrie shells and spoke in a voice that trembled the earth. The taboo has been broken. The spirit demands the sacrifice. Fear gripped the kingdom. Whispers spread like wildfire. Would Adesewa be forced to wed Adeyinka? Or worse, would Orisha demand her life? Adesewa, heart heavy with dread, met Oluwafemi one last time under the Iroko tree. Tears glistened in her eyes as she spoke. My love, the fear of what I've done weighs on me. The gods themselves stand against us. But Oluwafemi, his hands rough from years of carving, curbed her face gently. Adesewa, the fear of love is the fear of life itself. Let them say what they will. Destiny. As dawn broke, they made a path to flee the chains of tradition and forge a new path. But even as they planned their escape, the spirits watched. The ancestors whispered, would the love conquer the fear that gripped their hearts? Or would the ways of tradition crush their dreams beneath the sands of time? Stay with us, dear listeners and dear viewers, for this is only the beginning of Eru-Ife, fear of love. As Adesewa and Oluwafemi prepared to flee, the spirits of the ancestors grew restless. In the depths of the forest, under the ancient iron tree, Baba Ifayemi called upon the Orisha once more, seeking a sign. The sky darkened. A sudden gust of wind swept through the grove. and the cowrie shells rattled like the bones of the dead.
A sacrifice must be made, if not of blood, then of soul.
Meanwhile, Adesewa and Oluwafemi met at the edge of the great river Odoyin, a river said to carry the spirits of those lost to forbidden love. The river shimmered with the light of the full moon, its waters dark and deep. Oluwafemi held Adesewa's hand, his voice calm but his eyes clouded with fear. We must leave tonight, before the spirits or the wrath of men find us. Adesewa nodded, a resolved firm. I am ready, my love. Let the world speak its curses. I will follow you to the ends of the earth. But even as they spoke, the spirit of the river stirred. The air grew cold. The water edge seemed to whisper secrets of the past. At the same moment, in the palace, Oba Aderoju sat upon his throne, his brow furrowed. Adeyinka stood before him, his pride battered and his anger sharp. Kabiyesi, Adeyinka said, bowing low, betrayer with my own eyes. Adesewa has given her heart to a man of no man, a man who defies your rule. The Oba's voice thundered through the hall. Bring me the carver alive or dead. My daughter's dishonor will not stain the name of Aderoju. As dawn approached, the king's guards, led by Adeyinka, found out across Igbajo, their spears glinting in the faint light. Adesewa and Oluwafemi, hearts pounding, raced through the forest. The leaves tore at their clothes. The night echoed against their skin. Each step was a prayer, each breath a plea to the spirits for mercy. Suddenly, a low growl echoed through the darkness. Out of the shadows stepped Abeni, the village seer, her hair wide, her eyes like twin moons. Children of Igbajo, she said in a voice that seemed to come from the head itself, you cannot run from destiny. Adesewa fell to her knees. Abeni, please. The spirits do not understand the depth of purpose. Abeni's gaze was kind but unyielding. The spirits understand all, child, but they demand respect. If you flee, the wrath of the Orisha will follow you. If you stay, only truth can free you. Oluwafemi stepped forward, his voice shaking. Then what must we do? We will not deny our love. We will not be slaves for fear. Abeni closed her eyes, listening to the wind. There is a path, she said softly, but it comes with a price. The spirit demands a cleansing, an offering of truth, and an oath of loyalty to the ancestors. Adesewa's heart sank. What must we offer? Abeni's eyes glowed in the dark. Your love must be declared before the town, beneath the gaze of the Orisha. If your love is pure, the spirits will forgive. If it is not, the river will claim you both. With no choice, Adesewa and Oluwafemi, they will face the town, the king, and the spirits hand in hand, no matter the cost. As the first light of dawn broke across the sky, the lovers walked back to Igbajo. The town gathered in the square, the air heavy with curiosity and fear. Oba Aderoju's voice was like thunder. Adesewa, my daughter, You stand before your people accused of betraying your blood. Speak now and let the Orisha judge your heart. Adesewa's voice was steady as she spoke. I love Oluwafemi, son of no noble. My love is not a crime, for the Orisha know the truth of my soul. Gasp echoed through the crowd. Adeyinka stepped forward, his face twisted with rage. You shamed us all. You spit upon the honor of your father and your ancestors. But Oluwafemi took Adesewa's hand. I do not fear your anger, Adeyinka. Our love is stronger than your hate. The silence was broken by a sudden rush of wind. The ground seemed from the river. A voice rose, a voice as old as the earth. Let the river judge. Abenu whispered. Let the river see if your love is true. The crowd moved as one of the rivers edged. Adesewa and Oluwafemi stood together, hearts beating as one. Abenu raised her hands, a voice, a chant that called the spirits to witness. Odoyin, spirit of love and loss, see these two who dare to defy the fear of love. If their hearts are pure, let them live. If they are false, claim them as your own. Adesewa looked into Adefemi's eyes, and in that moment, fear fell away. I love you, Oluwafemi, in this life and beyond. Oluwafemi smiled, tears in his eyes. And I, you, let the river be our witness. The river's waters stirred, swirling around their feet. People of Igbajo watched breathless as the spirits weighed the lovers' hearts. Would love conquer fear? Or would the river claim them both? And so, dear listeners and dear viewers, the river's judgment awaits. Will the spirits of old honor a love that defies tradition? Or will the fear of love drown them in its icy depths? Stay with us, for this tale is far from over. The river's waters rose around Adesewa and Oluwafemi, swirling with an ancient energy. The spirits had heard their plea, now they will answer. Abenu's chant grew louder, each word a thread binding the lovers to the river's wheel. Orungbo, Ayengbo, heaven hears, earth hears. She intoned, eyes closed, her hair whipping around like a storm. The crowd stood in hushed silence. Even Adeyinka felt a flicker of dread. This is madness. He whispered to himself, but his heart would not quiet. Suddenly, the river glowed with light. A shape emerged from the water, Yemoja, the Orisha of the river. Her form shifting like moonlight on the waves. Her eyes glowed with ancient wisdom. Her voice a whisper carried by the wind. You stand before me, Adesewa and Oluwafemi. You speak of love, but do you understand its power? Love can heal, but it can also destroy. It can bind souls for eternity, or it can cause them to endless sorrow. Adesewa's voice, though shaking, was sure. I understand, great mother. My love for Oluwafemi is my soul's truth. Imoja's eyes softened, but she was not yet satisfied. And you, carver of wood and dreams, do you swear to honor her, even when the world itself turns against you? Oluwafemi's hand tightened around Adesewa's. I swear by the breath in my lungs, vein, I will honor her until the stars fall from the sky. Imoja's voice grew quiet, almost tender. Then, drink from my waters. Let them reveal your hearts. If there is deceit, even a shadow of betrayal, the river will claim you. If your love is pure, the river will protect you. Abeni stepped forward, holding out a calabash filled with water shimmering like starlight. Drink, my children, she said softly. Adesewa took the calabash first. She closed her eyes and drank deeply. Her heart beat like a drum in her chest. Oluwafemi followed, his lips touching the same place as hers. Their bond sealed in that shared sip. The river grew silent, as if the world itself. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the river's light flared, brighter than the dawn. The water parted around Adesewa and Oluwafemi, forming a circle of safety. The spirits whispered in approval. Yemoja's voice, filled with the weight of ages, spoke. Your love is true, but know this, the path of love is never without trials. You will face the wrath of the men and the test of the spirits. But as long as your heart remains one, nothing can break you. The people of Igbajo gasped, some falling to their knees in awe. Even Oba Aderoju, proud and unyielding, felt a tremor of wonder. Adeyinka fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. I was blinded by my pride. May the spirit forgive me. Adesewa and Oluwafemi stood together, the river's light bathing them in its gentle glow. They turned to the crowd, no longer afraid. Adesewa's voice was strong as she spoke. Let our love be a lesson. Let it show that even in a world of fear, love can triumph. Oluwafemi raised his hand in a silent pledge. We will honor our families, our ancestors, and the spirits, but we will never let fear rule our hearts. The river's glow slowly faded, the waters returning to their gentle slope. The spirits had spoken, and their judgment was clear. In the days that followed, the people of Igbajo saw Adesewa and Oluwafemi not as rebels, but as a symbol of a love that could endure even the harshest storms. The Oba's heart softened, his pride tempered by the river's wisdom. And in the heart of forest beneath the ancient iron tree, Aba Ifayemi smiled. Eru-Ife, fear of love, may it never again hold sway over hearts that are true. He murmured. And so, dear listeners and dear viewers, thus ends the tale of Adesewa and Oluwafemi, whose love defied fear and tradition. In the rivers and forests of Yoruba land, their story is still whispered, a reminder that the power of love is the power to transform. May your own heart find courage in their story. May you never fear the power of love.